Hola, it's me again. I'm making another dish today, first dish of the year, proper food. Now in the winter you fancy more warm and stodgy food, isn't it? I'm going to make a lamb hot pot, which is similar to the Lancashire hot pot. Obviously the Lancashire hot pot has kidneys. I don't like the kidneys, so I'm just going to call it lamb hot pot, my own version. So you can get about 900 grams of lamb, like diced lamb, or you can get lamb chops, like 8 in this case. Me, I prefer lamb chops. Alright. If you don't have a casserole, you can put it on a tray. It's entirely up to you. So of course you need half a butter, bay leaves, flour, oil, chicken stock, like homemade chicken stock. If not, you get a stock cube, that's fine, yeah? Chicken stock cube. Or beef stock, it's up to you. 2 onions, like 4 carrots, 2 leeks, 4 garlic cloves, about 6 potatoes, or 900 grams of potatoes, yeah? So I'm going to show you the next step, okay? Okay, I'm going to chop the onion first, yeah? So you slice them, right? You want them sliced, so quite thick, yeah? Don't do them too thin, yeah? Just do them quite thick as possible, yeah? Alright? Then I'll show you how to do the carrots, huh? Now we do the carrots, we do it Juliana style. Basically, Juliana style is just putting the camera there, so you cut it at an angle like a half moon, right? Don't do them too thin either, because otherwise they'll disappear, yeah? So, this is how they look, yeah? Juliana style. Alright, you see? Okay. And then next thing I'm going to show you how to do is the leeks, okay? Now I'm going to do the leeks, yeah? So you cut the leek in half, be careful with your fingers, obviously, yeah? And then what I usually do, I just fill up the sink with water, so I wash them nicely because they're quite earthy, they've got a lot of earth inside sometimes. So again, cut them at an angle, yeah, Juliana style, so you can see them in the sauce afterwards nicely, yeah? Alright, and after that I'll show you how to do the potatoes, okay? Look, see what I've done with the leeks. Look how much earth they have, yeah? So, by putting it there, you wash them nicely, so the earth goes to the bottom and the leek stays floating. So, and I just take that out, yeah, like this. So it's nice and clean. You'll see, I show you, don't cut off and see, to show them how dirty they are. See? Look, you see the bottom of the sink, how filthy it is? Yeah, that's the leeks, okay? I'll show you the next step, which is the potatoes in a minute. Let me see the potato nicely, that's it. Now I'm going to do the potatoes, so you slice them really thick, because if they're too thin, they sort of become mush. So, you know, they're going to go on top of the lamb. So basically, once you cook everything, you put the potato on top and you stick it in the oven, yeah? Okay? So once I've done, I just chop the garlic, and then I'm going to start the whole process, and then you can see. Alright? I do it my own style. See you in a sec. Okay guys, I'm going to put some salt on the lamb, yeah? I forgot to put it earlier on, so I just put a bit of sea salt, yeah? And then I put the stock that I have frozen, so obviously the stock I made it months ago when I sort of carved the chicken, so I boil the bones and I keep the stock in the freezer. When I run out, I'll do some more. So I put a bit of olive oil there to start cooking the lamb, yeah? And then afterwards I use butter. I know in Spanish cuisine we use a lot of olive oil, in British cuisine we use a lot of butter, like the French as well. So from country to country it varies, but obviously this is a British dish, so I like to use butter. That's how I got taught how to cook Lancashire hot pot or lamb hot pot anyway. So I'm going to cook the lamb first. Then what I do once I cook the lamb in the pan, in the casserole, I take the lamb out and I do the rest, okay? Oh, let's just do it. So just, there we go. So turn it around when it's, that way, that's it. The salty side, yeah? Might not have fixed there at once, but never mind. just turn it around as we go along, yeah? A bit more salt, yeah? And more salt. Okay. And once I cooked it, I'll take it out and I'll show you the next step. Yeah, now the lamb is nice and sealed, so I'll take it out now. Yeah. If you haven't got casserole and you need to really try it, you can cook this in a frying pan. Yeah. In a frying pan and just because the reason I do it here is because I want the juices to stay there, yeah, from the lamb. So all the flavours stay there. You don't need to cook a lot, just seal it, see? Okay. Okay. So it's not raw. Okay, because then it will cook on the sauce, yeah? Ah, there you go. Oops, done it. That's just cake. So just cut it right in half. That's it. You see, all that is flavour. Okay. So I just add the garlic. The leeks are here afterwards. Okay? Salt. And now I just cook, sort of blanch it a little bit. Then I add the flour. I know in UK, in Britain, you don't use wine for the Lancashire Hotpot or the Hotpot. I like to put wine in my food, so it adds a bit of flavour. Yeah? A couple of bayleaves. That's it. Just a couple. Boil that water. Okay. So once that's done, yeah, then I put the lamb and obviously put the leeks into potatoes, yeah. All right. So now I'm gonna put a bit of pepper, white pepper, yeah, just a tiny little bit. Yeah, if it's not white pepper, black pepper, whatever you have, yeah, doesn't really matter. Okay. So I add 2 spoons of plain flour, yeah, just to thicken the sauce, yeah. Yeah. Right. This is spoon, yeah, not too much either, otherwise they end up too thick anyway. So put the fire lower. So that's after about 5 minutes you can do this, yeah. That's it. So just mix it all nicely. Alright. Now you add the chicken stock. And I mix it nicely because otherwise you get lots of bubbles from the flour, yeah? So it's going to need more water. I might add a bit of half a chicken stock cube here because I don't think that's sufficient, or a little bit, that's enough, or a quarter, whatever. Yeah? So you see it's quite thick, so a bit of boiled water. That's why I add the little bit of chicken stock cube because I'm going to add water, yeah? So, now I add the leeks, eh? Add the leeks. What I'll do now, I'll cover it for a little bit. So I'll add the leeks and then the lamb, yeah? So, I will bring it to the boil a little bit and then I'll put the potatoes the last minute and then into the oven, yeah? Am I putting cut with the lid on or without the lid? But nevertheless, you can put it with the lid for a little bit in the oven and then take the lid off in the last minute for about 5-10 minutes until the potatoes get golden. Yes. Okay. So I have the lamb now. So let's put the lamb. Put it all nicely if you can, as nice as possible, all in a certain order. Yeah. Okay, and then even the juices. Put a bit of wine as well. What I'll do, I will test the sauce for salt in case it needs more. All right. You see. All this, see all this sauce goes in. That's flavour, yeah, from the lamb, yeah. So you don't waste that, okay. Bit of wine, just a sprinkle. It doesn't have to be too much. So you can put your finger at the top of the bottle, like that, and just let it simmer for a little bit. So just get the lid on. So once it starts boiling a little bit, yeah. So give it five minutes. Yeah, then I'll put the potatoes on. Okay. See some. Now she's been there about boiling for about for 5 minutes, and I'll taste it for salt. Perfect. That's really no salt. So now we can fire put that fire on. Get the potatoes. Carefully to the potatoes, yeah. This is a tricky bit, yeah. Okay, so alright. It can be any potato, my spike, but red potatoes, I like the potato. Red potatoes, the thing with the red potatoes, they don't sort of mash, they stay together a little bit better, yeah? Alright, I'll show you when the product is finished, yeah? I've turned the fire off because it's a lot easier, and you can, if you put the larger potatoes around the edges, it's a lot better, yeah? I'm going to show you how to do it because otherwise you don't see how it's done, and you know, I think it's important that you see this part because it's a tricky part, so there you go. And by turning the fire off, see, it stops boiling, it stops sizzling, so it makes it easier. Don't worry if you got extra, you can still put the extra, yeah? Yeah. The more potatoes the better, so don't be mean with them, eh? Don't worry about it. Okay. So put a few more around the edges. Yeah. All those little bits. Okay. Okay. So it's nicely covered. And voila! Now we just throw that in the oven and put the fire out. See? So just do this if you want to make sure. Do this in order to make sure that it's soaking with the liquid, yeah. All right. That's it. Now goes in the oven. So about, I would say about if it's a fan oven, about 150, 160 between there. Keep an eye. So I would say about 10 minutes. 10-15 minutes. You keep an eye. Once you see the potatoes are cooked on the top and they're golden, that's it, yeah. You mustn't put it too far either, yeah, because otherwise they'll burn very quickly. You don't want that. Alright, and I'll show you the finished product. Yeah, put it in the middle of the oven and voila. And I'll show you when it's done, okay? See you later. Okay guys, I think it's ready now. So In the end, it was there for about 25 minutes, yeah? So you have to make sure the potatoes are cooked. And it was 160, 170 Celsius, okay? Let's get it out. Oh, this is hot. Let's get it out. There you go, look at that. Look at that beauty. Look at that. I'll show you. Let me just close it up, close the oven. You see how beautiful it looks? Looks nice and golden, yeah? So yeah, make sure the potatoes are nicely cooked, see? Alright. So this is my lamb hot pot. Right. So I'm sure you're gonna like it, especially now in the winter. It's the sort of food that you need in the winter. Anyway, I'm gonna say in Spanish now. Bueno, este es un plato tradicional inglés. Que bueno, es parecido al Lancashire Hotpot, pero el Lancashire Hotpot lleva riñones, este no lleva riñones, ¿no? No, porque a mí no me gustan los riñones. Y como habéis visto, pues lo que le he hecho, pues he hecho cordero, costillas de cordero, o pues podéis comprar cordero picado en trocitos, cualquier parte de la pierna, lo que queráis, ¿no? Zanahorias, puerros, cebolla, ajo, vino, mantequilla, aceite y patatas, ¿no? Y es una cosa bastante simple de hacer, ¿no? Very simple. Y os lo recomiendo porque es un plato muy rico, muy delicioso. Y ahora en el invierno pues viene fantástico para comer. Es muy tradicional en Inglaterra, yo lo hacía en un restaurante hace muchos años, ¿no? Anyway guys, back in English now. So I hope you guys try and do it because it's a way of killing some of the time that you have now. I'm sure majority of you have a lot of spare time, yeah? So and you can practice, even if it doesn't come out right the first time, you can try other times. And it's a way of doing it, and you can add your own twist, your own tweak to the recipe, because there's many ways of doing dishes anyway. So I wish you like it. Buen apetito, que aproveche, espero que os guste a todos y hasta la próxima, vale, venga. La próxima I'll probably do lasagna, yeah? Okay, so my own twist, lasagna my own way. Alright guys, see you soon, yeah? Ciao, I love you all.